Four Seasons called it for like a minute.
You do too.
You're incorrigible. Huh? You're incorrigible. That is. I'm just pleasantly surprised it didn't say that they had a poll.
What?
What?
Speaking of that, I got to change the direction.
All right. You guys ready?
Thank you for reminding me.
I promise not to print the lady back.
Oh, that's okay.
Right in the microphone. Well, good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our Trophy Club Town Council meeting for October 11th, 2022. The time is now 7 p.m., and I'll call us to order with all members present this evening. We'll start this evening off with the invocation with Pastor Joel Keeley of Bar Church. Please stand.
All right, let's pray. God, thanks for this time, this council, this gift of freedom that we enjoy, this process, this amazing thing that so many in the world don't get. Thank you for these servants. I pray you bless them and protect them, make their path straight and give them peace. Thanks for those that protect us and pray a blessing upon them. Father, I pray we don't wait for Thanksgiving to be grateful. We don't wait for Christmas to be generous. And we would just look around and understand the blessings that we walk in daily. And we would love people well. Thank you that you love us well. Bless the meeting, Lord. Through Jesus I pray. Amen.
Thank you. Councilman Flynn will lead us in the pledges.
Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in the Texas Flag Pledge of Allegiance. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Since we have a baby this evening and students on a school night, we're going to do our proclamations first. Our first one is for a proclamation for October as Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month in Trophy Club. Whereas in 1988, Congress, by Senate Joint Resolution, designated the month of October as Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, and President Ronald Reagan issued a proclamation. And whereas in 2002, the October 15th Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day campaign began as an American movement, recognizing October 15th, 2002 as the first observance of Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day, and is now recognized in the United States and around the world as a day of remembrance and awareness. And whereas according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there are 5.6 infant deaths for every 1,000 live births. Stillbirth affects 1 in 160 births, and recent studies report 1 out of 4 pregnancies result in a miscarriage. And whereas this devastating tragedy often occurs suddenly without warning as a result of miscarriage, stillbirth, preterm birth, sudden infant death syndrome, accident, or other causes of complications, and whereas pregnancy and infant loss is such a common occurrence, one that is usually not recognized, and Trophy Club parents and families have suffered a miscarriage, a stillbirth, or the death of an infant during delivery or shortly after birth. And whereas Trophy Club wishes to acknowledge the profound grief experienced by families who suffered the death of a baby, acknowledge the existence of the babies and infants that died far too early, and even the shortest lives are still valuable, and the grief of those who mourn the loss of these lives should not be trivialized. And whereas the tragedy of pregnancy and infant loss, which exacts a terrible emotional toll, may be preventable in some instances, and increased awareness of the causes and impacts surrounding pregnancy and infant loss may lead to greater understanding, support, and resources in communities across the globe. And whereas the month of remembrance honors the lives of children taken far too soon and supports grieving parents, grandparents, siblings, and other family members whose lives are forever altered by the heartbreak of losing a child. And whereas these parents and families require support and understanding during their time of grief, and promoting awareness of the challenges faced by those parents and families is a positive means of establishing support and understanding. And whereas recognizing Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month would enable the people of Trophy Club to consider how, as individuals and communities, they can meet the needs of bereaved mothers, fathers, and family members and work to prevent the cause of these deaths. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Alicia L. Fleury, in conjunction with the Trophy Club Town Council, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as Pregnancy and Infant Loss Month, passed and approved by Trophy Club Town Council the 11th day of October 2022. I'd like to move to pass the proclamation as read.
Second.
And I have a second. All in favor? And it passes. At this time, I would like to invite Jessica Soraya and Mary Lankin to the podium, please.
I think we can I can speak for both of us that we truly appreciate this moment. For my Britton and Jacob, this truly means a lot to our families.
Well, thank you for being here this evening and for helping us spread awareness about this so people can understand not only ways to prevent it, but also to help those families who have suffered a loss. And I know, Jessica, yours was fairly recent, but now you have your brand new baby with us this evening.
Yeah.
And so glad you guys can make it. I'll bring this down to you.
Thank you.
I would have had an older brother, but he was stillborn.
Sorry.
My Jacob was 8 days old.
Our next proclamation is for National Bullying Prevention Month. Whereas bullying is physical, verbal, sexual, and/or emotional harm or intimidation intentionally directed at a person or a group of people, and whereas bullying occurs in neighborhoods, playgrounds, schools, and through the use of technology, such as the internet and cell phones, often referred to as cyberbullying, and whereas bullying is the most common form of violence affecting millions of U.S. children and adolescents, with 1 in 5 kids between the ages of 12 to 18 having experienced bullying during the school year. And whereas students who are bullied have an increased risk of mental health issues such as depression or anxiety that can impact their academic progress, and whereas children who bully are at greater risk of engaging in serious and violent behaviors, while children who witness bullying often feel less secure, fearful, and intimidated. And whereas researchers and child psychologists believe educating our children while they are young helps them cope with adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, and significant sources of stress and anxiety, and whereas studies show adults can help prevent bullying by talking about bullying, modeling kindness and respect, and encouraging children to seek help when they and/or others are involved in bullying. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Alicia L. Fleury, in conjunction with the Trophy Club Town Council, do hereby proclaim October as National Bullying Prevention Awareness Month. I'd like to pass the proclamation as read.
Second.
All in favor? And it passes. This evening, I'd like to invite some of our Byron Nelson High School students and also their advisor, Ms. Sarah Milhorn, to speak, please.
On behalf of Byron Nelson High School, we would like to say thank you for choosing us to participate in this proclamation, and we think that it shows what it means to be a true Bobcat and to support our community and peers.
Thank you. What was your name, hon? Sorry.
Abigail Springfield, ma'am.
Thank you, Abigail. I met you at the homecoming parade. You guys did a great job.
Thank you. At Byron, we think it's really important to promote that kindness to each other. So we do dedicate February to Kindness Month, and we have actions that we encourage all of our students to show each month to each other. but we also know that we have younger kids through the elementary schools who look up to us, and we need to be those kind people that they want to grow up to be, just like we have those people for us that we wanted to grow up to be just like. So we try to, through our internships that we get put in, or through the little football boys that come up, look up to our football boys, or through the community pep rallies and parades, we just try to promote that kindness to each other.
Thank you. And your name?
Morgan Carrick.
Thank you, Morgan.
Yes.
And I'm Ryder Fine, and again, I'd like to reiterate that we're just really appreciative that you guys can help perpetuate that kindness and anti-bullying sentiment that Byron strives to embody. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ryder. Thank you guys so much for coming here this evening and being such positive role models for your peers and also the little ones coming up following in your footsteps. We really appreciate it because you guys are the leaders and you set the tone and you guys are doing a great, great job. So I'd like to come down and present this proclamation to you. You need to be up here, Sarah. Yeah. You made them speak, so now you have to speak. Yeah. All right.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Our next proclamation is for National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Whereas for the past 42 years, Denton County Friends of the Family has provided compassionate, comprehensive services to those impacted by rape, sexual abuse, and domestic violence in the Denton community, while partnering with the community to promote safety, hope, healing, justice, and prevention. And whereas by working together, shelters, affiliated programs, municipalities, and concerned individuals can change social attitudes about and the response to intimate partner violence. And whereas all persons have the right to live without fear, abuse, or oppression, and whereas 1 in 3 Texans will experience domestic violence in their lifetimes. Whereas Denton County Friends of the Family has answered 2,398 crisis calls from victims of domestic violence and has received 1,072 new client intakes for the first 9 months of 2022. And whereas Denton County Friends of the Family has provided over 2,019 hours of therapy service to those in need. Whereas domestic violence is not confined to any specific group or people, but affects people of all races, backgrounds, economic levels, education levels, family structure, ages, and religions. And whereas the crime of domestic violence violates members of our community's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity in the form of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, religious, and economic abuse. And whereas advocates, professionals, volunteers, and community members concerned with domestic violence will devote the month of October to raising awareness about the causes, interventions, and prevention of this devastating crime. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Alicia L. Fleury, in conjunction with the Trophy Club Town Council, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I'd like to move to pass the proclamation as read.
Second.
All in favor? And it passes. Thank you. Okay, our final proclamation tonight is for first, well, it's not, it's next to last. Our next one, proclamation is for Fire Prevention Month. A proclamation of the Trophy Club Town Council supporting the month of October as Fire Prevention Month in Trophy Club. Whereas the Town of Trophy Club, Texas is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting our town, and whereas U.S. fire departments respond to a fire somewhere in the United States every 23 seconds. And in 2021, fire departments responded to an estimated 1.35 million fires in the U.S., according to the National Fire Protection Association. And whereas U.S. home fires resulted in 3,800 civilian deaths in 2021 and 14,700 civilian fire injuries. And whereas newer homes are built with materials that burn faster than older home construction, and many of today's products and furnishings produce toxic gases and smoke when burned, making it impossible to see or breathe within moments. And whereas these conditions contribute to a smaller time frame for people to escape a home fire safely, having as little as 1 to 2 minutes to escape from the time the smoke alarm sounds. And whereas a home fire escape plan should be developed by all members of the household and should include a quick and safe escape with 2 exits from every room, if possible, smoke alarms in all required locations, and a meeting place outside for all to meet upon exiting. And whereas the Town of Trophy Club first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas the Town of Trophy Club's fire department will host an open house and invites residents to stop in on November 5th from 10 to 2 at the fire station. And whereas the 2022 Fire Prevention Month theme, Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape, serves to educate the public about the vital importance of developing home fire escape plan and practicing it twice a year. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Alicia Fleury, in conjunction with the Trophy Club Town Council, do hereby proclaim October as Fire Prevention Month. I'd like to move to pass the proclamation as read.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor? And it passes. Thank you. Chief Wise, would you like to come say a few words?
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. As you know, our mission is to humbly serve and to protect life and property. And a vital part of that protection, it comes from the efforts of our folks educating the citizens and businesses in town with fire prevention programs and other prevention programs throughout the entire year. So, but mostly having a culture in our department that recognizes that prevention is a much better alternative than continuously fighting large fires. So we just want to thank Town Council for recognizing our prevention efforts with this proclamation and promise to continue to focus our energy on promoting a safe place for our citizens and customers to live and work. Thank you.
Because you're not going to brag about yourself, would you relay the story that you told the Rotary Club a week ago about helping a citizen with their fire alarm or their smoke detector that was not operable? Please.
Sure.
Look, he's blushing.
Yeah.
I got the pleasure of meeting a very nice young lady, a resident for a long time. She called the fire station. She said that there was a noise going on in her house. She couldn't pinpoint where it was. She thought it was her smoke detectors. So I got in my vehicle. I went down there just to go meet her and see what I could do to help her. And when I got down there, it wasn't anything to do with her smoke detectors because they were not functioning. None of them. Recognized a problem, there was an issue, so I went back to the fire station and grabbed the guys, and we brought some working smoke detectors out and put them up in her house. It's a temporary measure, but we felt better at night knowing that she was protected. So.
Just one of the many things you do day in and day out for our residents, so we sure appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming open house for next month?
Open house is a great time for adults and kids. So we're going to do it in the first week of November. Hopefully the weather is very nice that weekend. We'll have bounce houses, we'll have food, we'll have games and prizes, lots of apparatus on display, a good time for the entire family. So we hope to see you there for sure.
And that's November 5th from 10 to 2 at the
Yes,
firehouse.
ma'am.
Very good.
Thank you.
See you in a minute.
Thank you.
Okay, now it's our final proclamation for the evening. And this one is for First Responders Day. Whereas October 28th has been designated as honoring the nation's First Responders Day, and whereas an estimated 4.6 million career and volunteer firefighters, police, emergency, medical technicians, and paramedic workers serve communities all across the nation. Whereas courageous and dedicated men and women work to protect and aid the public during emergencies as both professional and volunteer first responders. And whereas first responders are ready to aid the people of Trophy Club, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, risking their own safety to protect our citizens. And whereas first responders undergo extensive education and training and make significant personal sacrifices in order to achieve the expertise required to respond to emergency situations, and whereas in addition to maintaining safety and order in times of crisis, many first responders also enhance their communities as volunteers for service organizations, churches, and schools. And whereas Rotary Club International has a long history of supporting first responders through various programs and providing disaster relief, and the Trophy Club Rotary wishes to show its appreciation for all town first responders by annually recognizing a firefighter and a police officer. And whereas the Trophy Club Rotary will host a First Responders event on October 29th, 2022 at 3:30 p.m. at Town Center, where the Police Officer and Firefighter of the Year will be announced. Now therefore I, Mayor Alicia L. Fleury, in conjunction with the Trophy Club Town Council, do hereby proclaim October 28, 2022 as First Responders Day. I'd like to move the proclamation as read.
Second.
All in favor? And it passes. And now if Chief Wise and Chief Arado would like to say a few words, and then Councilman Monger will speak after them.
Mayor, Council, thank you for the proclamation. We look forward to seeing you all there that day, and we will encourage the community to come out and spend some time with us to get to know the officers and look at our equipment, and we're going to have Indy there to do a little demonstration and sit around and talk to us. Chief?
So this first responder appreciation event was proudly hosted by our Trophy Club Rotary. It is Saturday, October 29th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Trunk or treat is going to take place, and that's going to be actually at 3:30 p.m. This is all going to take place in the Trophy Club Town Center, which is the northeast corner of Highway 114 and Trophy Club Drive. It's behind Anna Mia's. There'll be department awards and recognition for the fire and police departments. We've voted and selected one firefighter of the year and one police officer. The demonstration by the K-9 officer ending. We'll have some apparatus on display. We'll do some firefighter training and drills for you. Kids can dress in their Halloween costumes. You'll have we'll see the Trophy Club Rotary Scholarship Awards for the kids of the first responders. And there'll be free food, music, and fun for the entire family. And,
This is the third year for this event.
yes, sir.
Last year, we raised, the Trophy Club Rotary led the way, raising about $15,000 in scholarship funds that went to 4 kids. And when you think of a firefighter or a police officer salary, that's a significant sum for their kid, right? And these are for the children that firefighters and police officers that work in Trophy Club, not necessarily live in Trophy Club. So it's aimed at those that serve us. This year we have 6, 3 police department kids, 3 fire department kids. And we've raised about $9,000 so far. So we're a little behind where we were last year. If anybody would like to donate money, contact the Trophy Club Rotary. I gave Chief some flyers. There's a QR code on there if you want more information. But one of the best ways that you can show appreciation to our first responders, and we can't pay more than our surrounding communities, right? We have to stay within the range. But when you have a community that steps up and says, we really value and appreciate what you do for us on a daily basis, whether that is kids of a family doing 2 drawings, one for the police officer and one for the firefighter of the year to go in their gift baskets, whether it's a business giving 2 gift cards or whatever that is, I would love to see our community reach out and really show their appreciation, because you guys, every single day, you put your lives on the line. And you don't know when you walk out the door what's going to happen, and you have to be ready all the time. And I have a great deal of respect and admiration for that. So thank you for all that you and your departments do to our or for our community.
Thanks, sir.
Go ahead.
Let me add a word as well. Carl is being Carl, which is very humble. He has taken the lead on this project for Rotary and worked tirelessly, call after call after call, getting Rotary people involved. A lot of folks right here on council are on Rotary. So hats off to Carl. I know he's passionate about it. We all are. So we've got some time left. Let's raise some funds. And we've got gift baskets, which is another part that will go to the winners. A lot of folks here in town have already donated to that. So it's going to be a great event. Come on out, and thanks to Carl and everybody at Rotary.
Well, and thanks, Steve, for talking, because that made me think of something I forgot, which is the TCEVA, the Emergency Volunteer, and the Parks and Rec Volunteer Associations are going to be out there. And we moved the event from 11 o'clock in the morning to 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because the Parks and Rec folks said, hey, we got football. Our kids are doing stuff during the day. We can't come and participate. So if you want people to come, you got to move it to later in the day. Well, duh, I don't have kids here. So that, I didn't realize that. So we shifted it. And since we shifted it, Eminence Dance Studios come on board. They're going to do a demonstration. And there's all kinds of things. The Aloft, the Bevan, they're putting the word out to all of their residents. So we should have a great turnout. And the Parks and Rec folks want to turn this into an annual fall festival. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So come out.
Yeah, the past couple years have been great. I know, Steve, you've manned the hot dog grill a couple times, and it's a great community event, and it gets better every year. And now we're having trunk or treat with it as well, so with the whole fall festival theme. And it's later in the day, so no excuses. Everyone should come on out. And if you do have a business or you want to contribute to our first responders, there's still time to do so. And not only do we have the 2 baskets for the winners and also scholarships for the kids, we also give each first responder a little thank you as well. So hopefully we will see you all out there on the 29th, starting at 3:30 with trunk or treat, and then, very good. Okay, anyone else? Okay, we are going to go back up to the beginning for public comments. This is an opportunity for citizens to address the council on any matter. The council is not permitted to discuss or take action on any presentations made. Presentations are limited to matters over which the council has authority. Speakers have up to 4 minutes with a time limit determined by the presiding officer. Each speaker must have submitted their request to speak by completing the speaker's form, or they may email mayorandcouncil@trophyclub.org. We have one person tonight, Jennifer Olson. And please state your name and address.
I'm Jennifer Olson, 340 Inverness Drive. Citizens continue to bring different issues before this council, and many times they're either ignored or just, not justified. This issue might be handled the exact same way. But just prior to this meeting, I sent all of you an email. I don't know, you probably didn't have time to read it. But I think it's really important that you read it. If you're sitting on this council and you make decisions based on facts, then I would think that you would be really interested in what my email contained. If you're basing decisions on relationships, then you probably will just dismiss the email I sent. But what I'm asking you is I'm asking that before you go to consent agenda number 13, that you read the email and not approve everything under the 17 POs that you have listed. There's one particular item I hope you will research before you move forward on. Thank you.
Okay, announcements and reports. Mr. Carroll.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight, I wanted to give a pitch out to the Trophy Club Women's Club. They have their semi-annual garage sale. It's going to be going on this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2, correct? From 8 a.m. to 2 o'clock. And you can still get permits to be a part of that garage sale at Tom Thumb. Tonight we have Terrell Flynn with us tonight from the Trophy Club Women's Club that I'd like to invite to come up and say a few words about the event. It's a great event and all the money goes towards scholarships. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Wade, Mayor and Council. This is our favorite weekend of the year in Trophy Club. As you may have seen, the signs went up on Sunday, so Saturday is our garage sale. Posted times are 8 o'clock until 2, but many times we see folks lined up around 6 with their flashlights, so get ready. This is about 40 years that the Women's Club has been hosting a garage sale or a community event. Started off as kind of a flea market kind of thing on the where Town Center is now, and so we're very happy with that. Our spring and fall garage sale proceeds benefit Trophy Club seniors at Byron Nelson or elsewhere with scholarships for their college education. And each year we've been able to raise somewhere around $11,000 to $15,000 for scholarships for those Trophy Club seniors. We're hoping we will do that again this year. We are very lucky this year that Beck Ventures has donated that corner lot with the old office buildings for a donation house for the Women's Club. So we are taking donations if people don't really have enough things for their own garage sale or they just want to get rid of a few things. Bring it to that lot anytime between 10 and 6 on Friday, and we will be happy to try and sell it for you, and those proceeds then will also go to the scholarship fund. Thank you for your support. Happy selling if you're garage sailing. And if you're not, get out there and go see what treasures you can find in the streets of Trophy Club.
And Terrell, my understanding is, I've been told, rain or shine, this thing is happening on Saturday. Okay.
But it's going to be sunny.
Shine or shine.
Yeah. Shine or shine.
We don't want to say that.
No rain.
That's right.
And now for our business spotlight, we have Mr. Mark Rubrant with Rubrant, is that correct? Okay. With Yoga 6. Welcome.
No, thank you, Mayor and Council, for inviting Yoga 6 to introduce ourselves to the town of Trophy Club. My name is Mark Rubant, and my wife Ella and I are the studio owners. And we're located in Trophy Club Town Center, so we're on the east side, located right adjacent to Trophy Club Vision Care, Genuine Smiles, Freeform Chiropractic. So we're in a fantastic location right adjacent then to Social Oak and Blue 22. And, Yoga 6 is a contemporary take on the ancient practice of yoga. And you'll find that it's, really energizing, empowering, and fun. And when I say that, people are like, what does that really mean? And when you look at energizing, our practice room has a tremendous light and sound system. If some of our classes are, you would call, yoga music, and, calming lighting. So to help with mindfulness and centeredness. We also offer a class which is more cardio and weight based. So that's going to be the energizing, and the music will be thumping. When we were calibrating the sound system, a few people popped in and like, what in the world is that? They haven't had that kind of noise in that part of the building for forever. So we've got something that runs the spectrum, and it's going to be a fun experience. And what we also look to do is deliver life empowering benefits to the community of Trophy Club. 2 of our classes are what are considered hot yoga. So our practice room has a proprietary heat and humidity system. So the higher temperatures help with muscle and ligament suppleness. The rest of our classes are considered warm. So more approachable, for many of us. And when we look at the different classes, we have, Like I mentioned, there's 2 that are hot and the 4 that are, on the warm side. We will also be offering a Trx Based Class, so that's the body weight suspension system that you see. And what's unique about that is that when you're suspended a bit, it allows you to move your center of mass into different locations, which impacts your muscles in a different way. Also, we've learned that people who are rehabbing from surgeries or accidents, it helps support them. So it offers benefits to those who are active and those that are rehabbing. And those are the kinds of, cultural enrichments that we're looking to do. Our business itself, our North Star of the business is really straight and clear. It's every action we take, is to fulfill the commitment we make, to our members and our guests of providing them with a, socially interactive, delightful discovery experience. So what do I mean by that? So, discovery is key. There's lots of myths and misconceptions, about yoga. A lot of it is, well, you have to be super bendy. That's not true. Most of us are not. But there are benefits that you can gain from it. And, part of that discovery experience I wanted to share with you tonight. So Misty Borgson, our operations manager and lead teacher, is going to spend 90 seconds with you to lead you through a very delightful experience. So Misty.
Y'all ready to do a headstand? Just kidding.
It's going to take longer than 90 seconds.
Right? My name's Misty, and we're going to have a little experience here. So if you all can scoot away from your desks just a little bit and sit at the edge of your chair, feet hip-width distance apart and palms on your thighs. Have a little bit of weight into your feet, a little bit of weight into your hands. Take an inhale and draw your heart forward and take your eye gaze high. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now exhale, tuck your chin and round your spine. Inhale, come back to center. Take your left hand on your right thigh. Take a big inhale and exhale, twist right and put your right hand behind you. Just look over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Put your right hand on your left leg. Another breath, lengthen up. Exhale, twist left and take your left hand behind you. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Put your right hand on your right thigh. Reach your left hand up high. Exhale with your left hand up and over. Inhale, come back to center. Left hand. I know with the suit it's hard, right? Reach your right hand high to the sky as you take a breath in. Exhale, reach up and over. Inhale, come back to center. Take your palms down. Relax your shoulders. Separate your teeth just a little bit with your lips still closed. Take an inhale through your nose. Expand your rib cage. Exhale, let your jaw relax. Let your cheeks relax. Let your forehead relax. You've just experienced the 6 movements of your spine, and we practice that in every class we teach at Yoga 6. Namaste.
Okay. Namaste.
So how delightful was that, your first yoga class in Chambers? Fantastic. But, I mean, we look to really,
Are you okay?
Yeah.
We got a medic around here.
I was going to say, we do have help here.
It's going to be on Facebook before I get home.
Yeah. But, we look to really engage with the community, health, wellness, working with one idea I have. I'm an avid, stand-up paddleboard competitive racer. So talk to Parks and Recreation. Can we offer in the community pool in the summer stand-up paddleboard yoga? So that'd be something to explore and see if we can pull that off for, next year. But the business structure, is really simple. My wife and I are the owners. Studio operations and lead teacher is Misty. We'll have an assistant general manager, and then we have part-time employees for our, teachers, and then our front desk staff. So we're looking to hire a number of people, in the community, to help us out and engage with our members. We're a business that's open 7 days a week. So just a couple holidays are we closed. And, people during the weekday want to get started, get their fitness, in and done before they drop kids off or go out to work. So we're, starting up at 5:30, 6 a.m. Monday through Friday and go until, 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. So we're here to serve and help people become, more healthy, more mindful, stay more centered, and help their overall quality of life. So thank you so much for letting me introduce Yoga 6 to all of you, and we look forward to growing a fantastic relationship with everyone in the community.
We'd like to welcome you to Trophy Club, so happy that you're here. And also, do you have a website or so people can see what kind of classes are?
The lead slide in the deck had our phone number, email address, website, Facebook. It's easy, Trophy Club or Yoga 6 Trophy Club. Our IG handle.
Gotcha.
Yeah, our IG handle, is Yoga 6_Trophy Club. So follow us, and we'll be opening for our founding members on the 28th of this month, and then opening, to the general public on November 1st. So
Great.
it's right around the corner.
Councilman Marber?
I want to say thank you for your donation for the first responders. You were one of the first ones that said, yep, as soon as you found out about it. So,
Yep.
Thank you
We're
for
in. We're here to engage with the community and help. So perfect. Glad to help.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 9, Mr. Cox, talk to us about our community cleanup event.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. October 29th, that's Saturday morning, 8 to 12, is our community cleanup at Byron Nelson High School. It's a biannual event. We do one spring and fall. Back in the spring, we had about 304 cars that came through, and everything's on the website. The map, it was so smooth last year, and then also in the spring. So we're maintaining that exact map, the same way in, same way out, and all the guys streets guys, they'll be there early, and Republic will be there early as well. I don't have much. That's about it.
Okay.
So,
Well, thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Okay, on to Ms. Anita Otterson with an update on early voting and Election Day.
All right, so we have Election Day coming up. We have early voting starting on October 24th and running through Friday, November 4th. Denton County residents will vote at the Mudd Building for early voting. Tarrant County, the closest place would be the South Lake Town Hall for early voting. Then Election Day is November 8th. In Denton County, you have to determine what precinct you're in to determine where you would go to vote. Precinct 4211 will vote in the Mudd Building, and that is going to be anybody like east of Tom Thumb. And Precinct 4210 will vote at Byron Nelson High School, and that's everybody west and north of Tom Thumb. And then Tarrant County residents can vote right here at Town Hall.
On November 8th.
Excuse me?
On November 8th?
On November 8th, yes.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but last year, do they not, you can vote in any election place in the county in early voting?
Early voting, you can vote anywhere in your county.
Right.
Election day, you have to vote
Correct.
where you're assigned. Okay.
Anyone else? No, thank you. Okay, Tony's going to talk to us about our Fright Lights contest coming up.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Thank you for your time. Our Parks and Recreation update for tonight is on our annual Fright Lights contest. And to remind our residents that there's time to register for the Fright Light contest and encourage them to decorate their homes by October 18th, as judges will be around town judging all the homes that register on October 19th, which will take place at approximately 6:30 till about 10 o'clock. Winners this year will receive a yard sign stating their category win. And something a little bit different that we're adding to this year's annual Fright Lights contest is we partnered with Popcorn Central, and the winners will also receive a spooky themed popcorn prize from Popcorn Central as well. So we're looking forward to that. Big special thanks to all our participants. We have been receiving some registrations coming in since last week. But again, we are open until October 18th, till about 5 o'clock, and voting or judging will take place October 19th at about 6:30 p.m. And that concludes my update.
Very good. We have categories are Best Decorated Pumpkin, Best Use of Animation, Creepiest Skeleton Award, Judge's Favorite, Monster Mash, and Scariest House. And I do notice every year we have more and more homes stepping it up a notch, so I can't wait to see all the Halloween decorations this year. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Next up is our consent agenda, items 12 and 13. Item 13, Town Manager Carroll had emailed us on Monday, and we had already decided to remove that item. So item 12.
Make a motion to approve agenda item number 12 on the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont and a second by Councilman Flynn. Any discussion? All in favor? And it passes unanimously. Okay, future agenda items with Mr. Carroll.
Good evening again, Mayor and Council. Before I get started on the future agenda items, I just wanted to publicly welcome Denise DePrado. She's our new HR Director for the Town and Trophy Club. She started with us on Monday, so this is day 2. We're already giving her a late night. Hopefully she'll come back again tomorrow for us. Denise is a United States Air Force veteran. She served for 4 years in security services. She comes to us with over 15 years of experience in human resources. She has an associate's degree in criminal justice, a bachelor's degree in business administration, and a master's degree in public administration. So she's very well educated, very well experienced, and we're just excited to have her on the team and can't wait to see what positivity she brings to the group.
Well, welcome. We're happy to have you here. Sorry it's your second night and you have to work late.
I promised her she wouldn't have to talk on her second night.
Okay, we won't make it.
Okay, for future agenda items on entryway monumentation, half has completed the 3 conceptual drawings, and we got those out to council members for review. I got the response back from council members, and the general consensus is simple is better, and we don't like the curved pillars behind the statues. That's kind of the consensus of the group. So I've passed that information back on to half. They're adjusting those drawings. They're also working on a 3D flyover for each intersection, and once they get those complete, we'll meet again with the art subcommittee with hopefully one of our final designs, and then we can get started. So the next step for us as a town will be to begin negotiations with Meet You Anywhere and 7-Eleven to try to acquire some right-of-way property over there at the corner of Trophy Club Drive and 114 to give us room to put the statue and the monument in that corner. So we'll start working on surveys and start talking to the owners of that property. The only other major update on the future agenda items is item number 5, the MUD confirmation of property purchase services, and Mr. Dodd has an explanation for that.
I was asked to look into this based on when the elections were held at the MUD building and campaigning and signs on the fire department, fire station site. Both lots are owned by the MUD. As I research our ordinances and everything on electioneering and signs, it requires authority from the owner of the property. Even under our interlocal with the MUD for fire services and maintenance of the fire department, we're not the owner. So I was looking for direction there. I can send an email to them or to y'all, but I want to pass that on to y'all first. So it all comes back to the owner under all the ordinances, and we are not the owners.
Councilman Flynn?
Yeah, I think whatever communication, David, we can have now is important, because we know the last time it was kind of a mess, right? And there was a lot of finger pointing, and we all want to do the right thing. So I guess I'm an advocate of reaching out to them early, and let's figure this thing out before there's any other issues.
Sounds good.
Anyone else? Okay. No?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the time is now 7:49, and we'll recess into executive session. Pursuant to the following designated section of the Texas Governmental Code, annotated Chapter 551, the Town Council will recess into executive session to discuss the following: Section 551.087, to deliberate about economic development negotiation. B, Section 551.071, to seek legal advice from our town attorney. All righty. Time is now 8:46, and we are reconvening back into regular session. And if there's no other business,
No action taken.
we are adjourned at 8:46.